Hi Year 6 and welcome to a new day's learning journey, home learning. And today we're going to be planning our stories. We're going to be planning our story based on a mysterious animal and we're going to use a story mountain. So we're going to go through it one section at a time. And I'm going to really break it down for you into our 5 story mountain sections so we can plan a really good story that's going to help you write a really interesting story for me at the end of the week. So we're going to start off with section 1, and that's that section down the bottom here, and I'm just going to highlight that one in red. So here we go, we can see section 1 here, and we're talking about our opening. And in our opening, we need to think about those following characters, don't we? In that section down here that I've just highlighted. And we're going to be thinking about our opening. We want to think about who are your characters. So one of your characters is going to want to be like a mysterious animal. So you're going to want to choose like a mysterious animal, and you might want to write a little bit of description about that animal. And then also like the snow leopard, you're probably going to want to choose a human character. I don't know, a boy, a girl, a young man, an old man. It doesn't matter who, but then you want to choose your other character. And I'm just going to put girl on here for the sake of this plan. And then you want to think about where is your story taking place, and you probably want to write a bit of description. So if your animal's a tiger, it's probably going to be taking place in the deep depths of the jungle. If your story is a leopard, it's probably going to be taking place in the mountains. If your story is about an elephant, it's going to be taking place maybe next to the watering hole. It doesn't matter where, but you need to pick a really nice setting for your story, and maybe just write a little bit of description underneath so you know when you come to write tomorrow. So you need to be talking about who your characters and where your story is taking place. Now we're going to move on to our build-up, and I'm going to put this section in green. I'm just going to highlight this section for you in green. So if we're thinking about our build-up, we want to think about the following questions. What are your characters doing? Do they have a particular job? And what are they going to be doing? So, for example, in our story, the snow leopard, our animal, his job was to protect everything. So, for example, if you had an elephant, his job might be to always impart knowledge or to help the other animals with their problems. So, because an elephant never forgets. So, you might write, the elephant is imparting knowledge, or something along those lines. And as you can see down here, I've just said, well, the elephant remembers things for the other animals, so that could be, what he does. That could be his job in the animal kingdom, and he helps them remember their roles by the watering hole. So that's an example I've given there. Then a problem occurs, and it normally, in our book, it meant the soldiers came, so a problem occurs. So it could be the soldiers come and attack the nearby village, where the girl, as we said at the start of the sleeping, is sleeping. So we could say the girl is sleeping, and I'm actually going to do that in a different colour, so I'm going to do that in blue. So yeah, the soldiers come and attack the nearby village, the girl could be sleeping. And is left alone. So this is a very basic plan, and you need to go through it step by step. So obviously we've done the opening now, we've done the build up, and we've done our climax, the problem that occurs. And then what's the elephant going to do maybe to fix the problem? So he could come, or he could stomp into the camp and either scare and pick the child up with his trunk. And then after that, maybe he'd help her and take her away into the animal. He'd take her away with the other animals. So now I'm going to do that one in a different colour again. So I've not done it in blue this time, but I'm going to do that one. Just to separate each section. So I'm going to put that one in purple. And then he saves the child from the soldiers. So there we go. I'm started to really create my story mountain, haven't I? I've said who the characters. I'll probably tell them where the setting's taking place. So in this example, probably say it's taking place by the watering hole. And then I've said that my build-up, so what's the animal's job or the character's job. So I said that my character's an elephant, and his job is to remember things for the other animals, and he helps them remember their roles by the watering hole. And then my climax is actually the coal just come and attack the nearby village, and this girl is left sleeping alone. And then the resolution is he's going to stomp into the camp and he's going to pick the child up with his trunk. And this is going to save the child. And then, obviously, you're going to have your ending. So what's happened because of this experience? The elephant could teach the child all about the ways of the watering hole, and then for future generations, the child could come and help the elephant teach. It doesn't matter what your ending is, but then you're going to need to think of an ending as well. And we might do that in a different colour. But for each section, you need to answer the following questions that I have answered. And you need to go into detail. So, for example, my plan here is quite basic, but the more detail you go into, the better your plan's going to be. So when you talk about setting, you might tell me more about the watering hole. So taking place by the busy watering hole, which is full of animals from, and then obviously elephants are from Africa or Asia, so you might say like the Serengeti or the savannah, which is obviously the name of the grasslands in Africa. So here I've gone into more and more detail, and that detail is going to then help me write my story later on, because it's going to be in further detail. So you need to go away now, and what you need to do is you need to go and make your story mountain. And when you do it, you need to look at this page that I've just put up here, because here, as you can see, I've just put an empty story mountain with the questions you want to be thinking about for each of your 5 sections. When you make a story mountain, remember you need 5 sections, so you're going to need an opening, a build-up, a climax, a resolution, and an ending. And you're going to need to go in as much detail as possible to make your story really, really good and interesting and easy to write later on. Remember to upload your story mountains to Class Dojo, and good luck.